Say, here's a question I'm not asked nearly enough. Glenn, what's your secret to success? Well, I could lie to you and say it's all about keeping a positive attitude or maintaining a good grip on your knife, but at the end of the day, what's most important is being proud of what you do. Otherwise, what's the point in doing it? I've suffered through some of the worst days a man can have, but a job is a job, and I'm damn good at this one. And knowing I'm damn good is what keeps me going. I'm not some working stooge who's lost his edge in some dead-end retail job, and I'm certainly not some rich prick who's forgotten what it's like to get his hands dirty. Not that it stops members from either of those two groups from jerking me around. Like this one dumb fuck who, FYI, fell into the rich prick category. Put me through one of the worst nights of my career. It was unfucking real. Just remembering it puts me in a real stabby kind of mood. Ah, hell, we've got time to kill. I guess I'll tell you all about what I've since referred to as the corkscrew incident. It's more or less true, but you'll have to forgive me for any liberties I take in the retelling. Rhodes.
Hello, Mr. Rhodes. My name is Theodore Hedburn, and I require your clandestine services.
That's a pretty way of saying it. What do you need done?
Not so fast, Mr. Rhodes. I understand you're a busy man, but mine is a delicate case. It'll take a minute to explain myself, but I promise you, the reward I'm offering is far beyond that of your average client.
I already said I was listening.
Truth be told, Mr. Rhodes, I'm rather filled with rage.
Is that right?
I'm a wealthy man, and I believe my finances to be more valuable than life itself. Not my own life, but the life of someone I once held very dear to me. Do you understand what I'm asking, Mr. Rhodes?
Loud and clear. There's only one reason people call this line, and it ain't to hire a clown for their kid's birthday party.
I take it that means you're opposed to moonlighting.
Rich and funny. You're a real charmer. Can I get your name again?
Theodore Hedburn.
Right. And who is this person I'll be, servicing?
My fiancée, Maura Eisenberg.
If it was 20 years ago, I'd have asked why a man would put a hit out on his own fiancée. These days, there's enough answers to that question to keep bread on the table for life.
I'm a restaurateur, and my crown jewel, the Seafoam Spear, is ranked among the finest eating establishments in the world. But it wasn't always. The Eisenbergs, you see, they've been my business partners since the beginning, but as I've come to know them, I've realized they're greedy and deplorable people. They will stop at nothing to control my livelihood, and marrying their daughter is just another stage of the plot. I can't turn her down without the Eisenbergs pulling their funding, but if she were to have an accident...
Ah, so that's finally where I come in. I promise I was listening to every word.
You'll be generously rewarded should you choose to...
Accept the job. You got it.
So you accept the job?
Without a doubt. You want open or closed casket?
Oh, you'll find that I'm willing to pay any cost. And come to think of it, Mr. Rhodes, I've yet to mention the most important part of the job.
That's when he tells me that he's setting the stage for the hit in his own restaurant, clearing the whole place out for a night so that he and his fiancée will be there alone. No customers, no security, just me, the happy couple, and a kitchen full of staff that were all in on the hit. Wasn't sure at this point what he even needed me for, but there I was, playing dress-up as the world's angriest waiter. I had the honor of waiting on Teddy and his bride-to-never-be personally. What a fucking treat. The place was definitely expensive, but it stank too much of curry. There was a huge statue of a man with a spear wrestling a snake in the center of the restaurant. I can identify with that. Probably some old myth from who knows where. It's all Greek to me.
So, it really is just the two of us tonight.
Of course. I made special preparations.
Oh, Teddy. When did you get so romantic?
Anything for you, darling?
It's just so quiet in here. I can actually hear myself think.
Peaceful, isn't it?
It's wonderful.
Can I interest a lady in a bottle of wine?
I do believe she would love one.
Good.
Excuse me, I haven't opened the menu yet.
Maura, We both know that you always order the same Cabernet.
Yes, I do. So why are you ordering it for me?
Well, then I'm sorry to have stepped on your toes.
No, you're not. Come off it.
I'm being earnest. It was not my aim to offend you, Mora.
Who's offended? I'm just trying to get a word in.
Can we move this along?
I'm sorry, do I know you?
No? Why would you?
Teddy, who is this new rude waiter?
Oh, well, this is Mr.
Glenn Rhodes. Now, can we just...
Hold on, give me a second.
In case you're wondering why I hadn't already torn this bitch's head off, the reason is so much dumber than you think. When I said that the whole place was secure and there was no chance of cops showing up, I meant it. The one fucking problem is, the rich prick was also a stickler for details. He didn't just want me to kill his lovely fiancée in any old way that popped into my mind. The weapon I needed to use to take her out had to be the one he chose. I had to end her life using only a corkscrew. The kind meant for opening wine bottles, not scalps. That's how you know he was a sadist. Only a sadist would have put me through these kinds of paces.
All right, I'll get the freaking Cabernet. Just get off my back.
My goodness.
Classic woman move. Even when they admit you're right, you're still the bad guy.
So very rude. Teddy, where do you find these guys?
Oh, well, Glenn here...
I'm from nowhere, and I'm nobody. Now, I'll go get that bottle.
Nobody from nowhere, eh? You sure put on a good act.
Act?
Mora, I think that you're the one being rude now.
And now you're both ganging up on me.
Would you stop feeling attacked at everything I say?
How about you stop treating me like a child?
Then maybe you should grow up. Or marry someone your own age.
Well, I'll be right back with you two. Try not to kill each other before I get back.
Oh, no need to worry. I'd want there to be witnesses.
Teddy, what's got into you tonight? You're never this upset with me.
Trivial, unimportant, worthless.
Can you look me in the eye? I'm sorry for being a brat. Tell me.
This was supposed to be my special night, Mora.
Hey, it can be. It means so much that you're trying. I know you didn't choose this.
I swear I remember every word of that spat. As if I needed another reminder of why I'm not married anymore. Yes, the old Glenster was married once. Ain't much of a story, though. It's like having a hamster that shits all over everything you own. Sure, you might have thought it was cute, but in the end, you end up just wanting your stuff back. And before you ask, no, I didn't kill her. Didn't want to give it the satisfaction. She would have loved it. But that's a story for another day. It sure seemed like Mr. Hedburn was dying over there. In a sense, I was saving his life by taking down his crazy bitch of a fiancé. Nobody can say I don't serve the community. I'm a goddamned hero. For the right price. Mazel tov.
Ah, finally. Thank you.
Is there anything I can do for you?
I'm satisfied. What about you, Ted?
Yeah, Ted. Is there anything I can do? Any other bottles you want me to open?
Drop the corkscrew.
The fuck?
Teddy, what the hell?
You pointing a gun at me, Hedburn? Are you out of your fucking mind?
On the contrary, Glenn. I'm turning the tables on you.
I'll turn this table right into your fucking head, tough guy. If you weren't my next paycheck, I'd have already slit your throat.
You'll do no such thing, but as a precaution, I'm going to take a few steps back.
You'll need 'em.
This is insanity! Teddy, put that gun away! He hasn't done anything!
Oh, trust me, you don't want that. He's all that's stopping me from running this corkscrew through your neck. Or eyes. Or something.
What? You want to kill me?
Sure, I want to. But it wasn't my idea. He hired me.
Teddy!
Merely a ruse, darling. I needed a lure to bring this bottom feeder out into the open. He's the only one that's going to die tonight.
All right, Dr. Seuss. This ain't the first time I've been set up. Who'd I kill to make you so upset?
You've killed others.
I'm a hitman. Try to keep up.
You would think this is about revenge, wouldn't you? But I'm not a base creature like you. My motive is far more noble than resolving a personal grievance.
Fat chance. There's not a man alive who isn't out for himself.
And that's precisely the problem with scum like you. You think that you're part of a bigger picture that mirrors your trivial delusions. The grim truth of it is that you're nothing but a stain on the canvas of society, a stain which must be wiped clean.
What are you talking about, Teddy?
I'm talking about the burden of nobility. Men in my position have an obligation to serve as course correctors for the whole of humanity. For years I have worked to remove the filth from our streets, to create a world fit for the innocent to live unmolested. I have come to realize that people are not to blame for the ills of the world. It's monsters like you, Glenn.
I'm flattered you're giving me so much credit. This is truly a special occasion. I gotta ask, though, why here? Why go through the trouble of planning this fancy dinner? Why not just kill me the moment I showed up? I guess what I'm trying to say is, why'd you bring her into this?
Teddy, stop. This isn't like you at all.
Mora, my dear, my love, this night was all for you. We're going to be married soon, and I wanted to make sure you knew about my most important work. I wanted you to see what I do to those who would threaten our happiness, our society, because you're going to help me.
You're messing with me. I made you angry, and now you're doing this to scare the shit out of me.
Oh, darling, no. I could never be angry with you. You're so innocent.
Teddy.
I love you, Mora.
Just fucking shoot me already.
Mora, say it.
What do you want me to say?
Well, say that you love me.
What?
Mora, tell me that you love me.
I love you, Teddy. For taking your eyes off me.
No, Glenn!
Hard to hold a gun with a couple lost fingers, hey, Teddy Bear?
You brought a knife? I didn't tell you to do that.
I've always got a knife, Teddy. That's the first thing you should know about me.
You animal.
Word of advice about your master plan. It only works if you're any good at killing, which you are not and never will be. Say goodnight.
No.
That's when I looked over and saw that Mora had picked up the gun. She was on the other side of the table. No way I could stop her from pulling the trigger. She missed my head, obviously, but I was getting the fuck out of there. I made a beeline for the kitchen where I knew there was an exit. Mora fired another shot that nearly clipped me in the leg. I could hear Hedburn calling after me.
You'll never escape, Glenn.
As I burst into the kitchen, I instantly knew what he meant. The moment the sous chef spotted me, he snapped his fingers. Like soldiers, the rest of them scrambled into positions around the room, all brandishing weapons. What I had earlier thought were kitchen knives were actually serrated like combat daggers. They weren't gutting dead fish or hacking into a tough steak. These were for causing pain. Fucking mercs. It was a bloodbath. In case you've never had to tear through a whole kitchen's worth of violent immigrants on your way to escape a maniacal nutcase, let me tell you, it's rough. I almost felt bad for them. Probably had no idea what they were in for when they applied for a job at the restaurant. First day you're washing plates, and a couple months down the line, Glenn Rhodes is splattering you all over the fucking linoleum. The job market is fucky as all hell these days. The waiter uniform that I was wearing was soaked with blood. I had to be extra careful when I was leaving. It'd be the end of my career if the police got anywhere near that mess. In the back of my head, I wondered if I should go back and make sure that Hedburn didn't live to report this, but I figured he'd have to give one hell of an explanation for himself. And someone with his kind of money would probably rather sweep this under the rug. I went through the exit to an alleyway. I was about to look for a safe passage when I heard a shrill voice.
Hey, wait! Don't leave without me!
I spun around, holding out my knife. And there was Mora. She looked terrified, wide-eyed, and about to break into tears. I usually have that effect on women. Get the hell away from me.
I just want to get out of here. Teddy is a madman, and I can't let him find me.
You're more scared of him than me?
You have to help me.
You're crazy.
No, don't walk away, please.
Before I could do anything, she wrapped her arms around me. How did it come to this, I thought. Then I saw her fiancé standing at the mouth of the alley, pointing a gun in my direction.
Dinner is over, Glenn. Now it's time for just desserts.
Teddy, this lure of yours is a little too obvious. It's almost as painful as that pun.
Fooled you twice.
What? I'm not lying. We really have to go, Glenn.
You put on a good act.
What?
I picked up Hedburn's woman and ran towards him at full speed. Sure, he had a gun, but a sappy guy like him would never shoot through a woman he loves to kill me. As soon as I got close enough, I threw her entire body weight into him. That gave me just enough time to grab him and drag him to the ground.
You're a monster!
Teddy, I'm hurt. We were having such a romantic evening. Don't forget to call.
You killed him! My Teddy! He's dead!
Well, that's the most normal thing that's happened all night. Now, what am I gonna do with you?
I swear, Mr. Rhodes, I won't tell a soul about what happened here. Teddy was really sick. He needed help, and now I know why. He was killing people. You're killing people too, but it doesn't seem the same. You might be a nice guy, I don't know you, but I've got a feeling. Please, you've got to get me away from here. I don't know if I can live with this.
Can't live with it, huh? Then it's a good thing I kept this on me.
Is that a corkscrew?
Mazel tov.
What? What are you doing? No! No! No!
So there you have it. The corkscrew incident. It's a miracle the police never came knocking at my door for that one. I'm guessing some other guy got put on trial for my hard work. Probably a busboy who called in sick. You know, as much as he was a pain in my ass, Teddy Hedburn wasn't wrong about one thing. There are plenty of lowlives and scumbags who just roam around taking up space and making shit worse. As a matter of fact, it's everybody. We're all a bunch of worms in the same rotten apple. Hedburn's big fuck-up was thinking that just because he was rich, he was any different from the rest. That's the kind of thinking that gets people calling you a fascist. Or, more dangerously, that's the kind of thinking that leads to me stabbing you to death in an alleyway. There's a moral for you. Don't piss off Glenn Rhodes when he's working. Because you're no better than any other loser in this world, and you're especially not any better than me. So, you still want to hire me?
Thank you for listening to this Congeria minisode, created by Henry Galley and Atticus Jackson, produced by Phil Mikalski, with executive producer David Cummings and music by Brandon Boone. With special thanks to David Cummings and Alex Aldea. The Corkscrew Incident was written by Gus Martin Zagarella, starring Scott Thomas as Glenn Rhodes, David Alt as Theodore Hedburn, and Erica Sanderson as Maura Eisenberg. The Congeria outro theme was written and performed by Phil Mikalski, with lyrics written by Alex Aldea and performed by Camilla Recchio. You can find us on Twitter at Congeria Podcast, or visit our website at www.congeriapodcast.com. We'll see you next time for another exciting episode of Congeria.